The internet has a lot of great tutorials on VFX and animation techniques, but are these enough to make us industry ready? The majority of these videos are software tutorials that teach you how to navigate through a specific software and use it to its full extent. But if you want to work in production one day, you will have to learn more than just the tools and menus of a software. In this video, let's take a look at things that you should pay attention to in addition to simply learning the software. One thing that generic software tutorials won't teach you is problem solving. When working on a project, exploring new ideas and pushing boundaries can often present various challenges that require problem solving. This is completely different from working on shorts from tutorials. When you're learning from a video lesson, everything is already there on your screen right in front of you. But when you're experimenting and creating new things, problem solving is something that will come to you inevitably. If you develop this skill during the early stages of your learning, it will help you a lot down the road. So how exactly does one develop this problem-solving ability? By trying new things. Learn that tutorial from the video, but also think about how you can add your own ideas to the shot. Make the shot your own by applying your ideas and methods. If you make a habit of doing this, it will make you face new issues and will force your brain to think in a new and unconventional way. Your brain will be challenged when new problems arise and you'll have to find solutions. One more thing that's going to help you learn to problem solve is observing real life. Think about how you can replicate something from real life in your own way, like a sunset scene. How can I make this my way? Or a dog walking on the road. How can I animate this differently? Learn how to animate a basic dog, then think of a different approach. How does a sad dog walk? How does a happy dog walk? What if the dog is a detective? The trick is to learn all the rules and break them by adding your own twist. If you dream to work in a production one day, you have to learn how to work efficiently within deadlines. You may have to finish multiple shots by the end of your working day. As a VFX animation student, you can get used to this by setting your own deadlines. Choose a project or a shot and set a definitive time to finish it. Take the help of your peers to get feedback and work on the shot again with the given suggestions. Because when you're working for a company, your shot may not be approved in the first pass by your superiors and may require some changes. So as a student, when you're learning deadline management, plan your short time keeping the review sessions in mind. Take the help of your classmates and teachers. One more important thing is to work on group projects while you test your deadline skills, which brings us to our next point. When you're working in a pipeline with a bunch of other artists, you'll have to make sure of a lot of things for a smooth workflow. The most important thing is the naming of your files and layers. So start making a habit of naming your files and layers properly. When you're working alone on your personal projects, your file naming may look something like this. That's okay as long as it's only you in the pipeline. But when you're working on a file with 10 people in your team, which again will pass to another pipeline with 10 more people in it, you might want to change the way you name your files and layers. Name your layers relevant to the functionality of that layer. Keep in mind there will be other people working on your file. Whether it's a team of 5 people or a pipeline of several teams, or it's only you working on the file, knowing how to optimize your scene for smoother workflow will save you a lot of time and unnecessary file crashes. Tailor your scene depending on what you're working with. No matter the specs of your system, whether it's a high-end workstation or a beat-up laptop, learning how to optimize your scene will reduce render time, maintain system performance, and provide smoother playback. Be mindful of your textures, particle count, extra detailing, or heavy meshes. Nobody likes to lose all their work with a single software crash, especially if you're working in a pipeline because you need to answer some people in the hierarchy other than yourself. So always keep backups of your scene files. It's also a good practice to keep multiple copies of your backups in different physical locations. No matter how skilled of an artist you are, there will be numerous quality check sessions for your shot until the client gets what they want. Clear communication with your client and a lot of patience is the way to go. Creative or technical changes in your work may seem repetitive and unnecessary sometimes. This can be a bit frustrating for the artist. but you have to be patient and willing to work on the same file until your shot meets the requirements of the client. Having a good aesthetic sense is being able to creatively apply knowledge and techniques to create engaging visuals. This is not something an online video can teach you. To develop a good aesthetic sense, observe real life. Color compositions, proportions, and balance in every real life frame you see. Consume a lot of art in the form of movies, paintings, artworks, video games, and photographs. Try different forms of art and create your own artworks. Don't restrict yourself and let your thoughts flow. Remember to learn all the rules and break them to create a masterpiece. So that is all I have for this video. Do not forget that tutorials will only teach you the software, and these skills are something you will have to work on your own, which you can master with some practice. I will see you again with another informative video. This is Siji Vidyarthi signing off.